0, 1. Let's get started.
And a very good morning to you all, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of the Black and White United Show. I'm your host, Andreas. Thank you so much for tuning in this morning. A few things to go over today. So we're going to do a player spotlight. Will Hoskin-Elliott, I'm finally going to get his one out there. If you didn't know, I actually filmed a video. I said this in my last video. I filmed a video, and I was doing the player spotlight on him, and halfway through my microphone cut out. I didn't see. And then I recorded the whole video and there was no sound. So we're finally going to get it done this morning. We're also going to be talking about, I'm going to drop my 2027 round one team, just for the shits and giggles. Why not? And also, there is 46 days to go until the first bounce when we play GWS at that cow paddock. It's happening, 46 days to go. I'm excited. It's coming up pretty quickly, but I think once we get close to the practice games, then all of a sudden it's just gonna fly through. As I said, it's been a long off season. There was obviously no finals last season, so it's been even longer. I think after winning the flag in 23 to going into 24, because we were still celebrating, still on the high. I'm secretly still celebrating. Obviously that time frame felt a lot quicker. This has been a lot longer. So 46 days to go. I'm getting excited. It's happening. But let's get straight to today's video. So my player spotlight today is Will Hoskin-Elliott. Now, he is the personification of a Collingwood all-rounder. He is such a team player. He is what I call the heart and soul of the team. He's a fabric in our DNA. He just, everyone says it's that Swiss Army knife, blah, blah, blah. You can use him everywhere. I think his best position for us is on either half back, half forward. I think he just, the run he gives there, which means you can probably settle for a wing position for him. Just along that line, I always imagine Hosky running down, like, if you're watching a game on TV at the MCG, like if you're not there, like if you're watching the screen, you're looking towards the Shane Warne stand, I can always picture Hosky just grabbing the ball on one of the flanks or on the wing and just running through. When you're at the ground, I mean, that King's birthday game against Melbourne last season, like he just, like, especially in that first half, like just the way he got the ball and stuff, and the way he was running, and his physique and everything, he just reminds me of a modern day Mick McGuan. I know that's a big call. I know the older people watching this video are going to be like, what? But I just think the way he runs, his posture, especially when he plays like from the half back pushing up to the wing. And the reason why I'm concentrating so much more on the half back is because in my team that I did for the my best 23 of 2025, I put him as a sub. And I'll get to that in a second, but my comparison to Mick McGuan is the way he gets the ball, the way he runs, the way he bounces it. I see a lot of, and I'm old enough to say this because I've obviously seen Mick McGuan play, but I just see there's so many similarities. I saw there was a lot of similarities between when Dale Thomas first started and when Graham Wright was playing at Collingwood, the way they would get the ball and the way they would do things and the way they ran. I thought there was a lot of similarities between them two as well. So I've always seen Hosky and Mick McGuan as very similar type of players in this Collingwood team at the moment. Now, if you look at how versatile Hosky is, it's so important to our team structure for 2025. I had him as my sub, and I stand by that. I stand by that. He's probably, at the same time, too good to be a sub. I understand that, 100%. But the reason why I think he's the perfect sub is because if there's an injury on any line of the ground, he can just go in there and play it. He can go in there and play that line, especially in the middle and the half forward, because we've got so many players playing in the forward line, so many good players that can play in the forward line. You're gonna, like, touch wood doesn't happen, but realistically, you're going to get an injury. And he can fill that spot. He can fill the spot deep in the forward line, on the half-forward flank. The wings are going to be a big one because you've got Perriman now coming in. And then in the back line, with Houston coming in and with Markov going into the rookie list and stuff, and then with Johnny Noble not being there anymore, I feel like there's a real spot for Hoskin-Elliott on the half-back line. And he can play anywhere along the ground. And we know that. He's so important to our team structure. And he's quick. His decision-making at times can be a bit iffy. Like, I'm not going to lie. Like, there's been times where Hosky's had, like, parts of the season where it's just been, like, upside down. He's just been slow. But that was, like, I feel that was very 2021 to the mid-2022 time. Since we started playing a lot better, he's been fantastic. And I didn't think he was that bad last season at all. I really didn't think. And, like, you know, we're having a premiership hangover. So there is that golden ticket of get this season done, get out of it, try not to kill yourself, and let's go again for next year, which is this year now. And that's what we're doing. And I think his role in the side is so important. He's the missing link that we need on any line of the ground, and I don't think that it should be underappreciated how valuable he is to us and how much he can threaten opposition. He can stop them scoring, he can create havoc in the middle, and he can obviously do whatever he needs to do up forward. He's in my player spotlight for today. He's the modern day Mick McGuan, and I think that if Hosky has a good season, and I've said this about others, but if Hosky has a good season and he helps the entire team, he doesn't have to get best on ground every game, but his influence and his role in our team, that's the word. He's the ultimate role player for our team, and if he does that every week, I genuinely think that we're going to go a long way this season. And he could still have potentially 2-3 years left in his career. So today, my player spotlight is on Will Hoskin-Elliott. Hey everybody, thank you so much for tuning into my YouTube channel. Just a quick message out there. If you haven't already, could you please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel? It would mean the world. We're getting heaps of views. The traction's been really good. But yeah, we'd love to get the subscribers up. So if you haven't already, please hit the like button, subscribe, and you'll get your daily dose or your weekly dose of all things Collingwood for the fans from the stands. Call it as you see it. And as always, guys, go the Pies. So I haven't done like a thingamajig where I'm going to pop it up or whatever it is. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my 2027 round 1 team in the comments. I'm going to pin it as well once this video goes up, so you'll be able to see it. But I'll go through it now. And I'm also going to include a star from another team, which I think Collingwood's just going to pick, which I'm going to put in there in a second. So here we go. From the back line, I've got Quainer, Moore, and Maynard. That sounds familiar. Half back line, Perryman, McGuinness, Di Mattia on the other half back line. In the centre, on the wing, speak of the devil's son, I was saying Nick McGuan, I wish, Tom McGuan, Nick Dacos, and Ed Allen on the other wing. Half forward, I've got Harrison, West, and Jordan De Goey. In the forward line, like the full forward line, I've got Hill, McStay, and Josh Dacos. Followers, I've got Smith in the ruck, I've got Finn McRae in the middle, and I've got also Dan Houston in the middle as well. On the interchange, I have Christian Petrarca. I have Petrarca on the interchange bench. Jack Crisp, Will Parker, TJ, and last but not least, Darcy Cameron. So you can see who has left, who has obviously stayed, who's still playing. I will pin that in the actual comments. That is my 2027 round 1 starting team. If I'm still doing these videos in 2027, I will revisit this one and I will say, right, this is the team and this is the actual starting lineup for a laugh. That's 2 years down the track. We've got 3 seasons basically to go for that. Anyway, that's my team. Ladies and gentlemen, 46 days to go. I'm excited. I'm mentally exhausted from the off season. I mean, I'm coming up with content and stuff, and so other Collingwood content creators, like, we're talking about stuff that's irrelevant for this season, stuff that's relevant for this season. We're voicing our opinions, or I am anyway. But it's getting to the time now where, I mean, you think about 46 days. It's like I feel like I'm counting down to a holiday. Like, it's just, you know, I'm super pumped. I'm going to try my absolute best in the next fortnight to get to a training session, potentially do another vlog as well, just with work and stuff like that. It's been quite difficult at the moment, but I will do my best to get down to a training session. Follow Jen's Training Buzz on Instagram. She's, just quickly, did we see that video of, I think it was Hayes, taking that, so I think Jacob Ryan or whatever went for a mark, or it was tapped down to him, and he ran down the wing, and then he just laced it out like like a dinky pull kick straight to Jamie Elliott running across. But the way he ran on the wing for a young kid, the way he was reading the ball, I mean, that's just superb. So I'm excited. Are the young kids going to get a go this season? Going to be interesting in the practice games, especially now that the practice game with Brisbane and Gold Coast has been picked for the 20th now. So I'm actually going to be in Queensland on the 21st. So I'll kind of spill on, but anyway, I'll be interested to see which of our young kids get a go, and if they just pull back on the Sidey, they pull back on the Pendles, they pull back on Mason Cox, and they pull back on like these type of players, and they say, listen, let these kids go with this match sim, let these kids go with this practice game, and then we'll rotate you guys in towards the end. Because I think the Richmond game, you can play your whole squad basically. Like, you're going to play two different teams, and like a half of this team, half of that team. I wonder if we just hold back a little bit on the older boys and maybe give them like a quarter and a half, just get the motion through the legs and stuff, and let these young kids just absolutely go like crazy for it. I don't care about the results. I'm not going to read into the results. The Richmond game, maybe a little bit. The other games, no. That's just match sim. It's just bullshit muck around. It's basically a training session for all three sides. The Richmond game, I will look at the results in the sense of like individual results of the players and see, how did he play today? Did Ash Johnson get a go on the forward line? Did he kick anything? How's his confidence going? Did Jacob Ryan get a good go on the half back line? Is Isaac Quainer looking like looking a lot faster? Who did the kick-ins? Was it Howe? Was it Moore? Did Moore get called out or anything like that? Like, they're the little things that I'm going to be looking at to see, like, hang on a second, have we tweaked our game plan? Have we done enough? How are we using Dan Houston's run? They're the type of things I'm going to be looking at. Obviously, I think we'll win against Richmond. I mean, big deal, even if we don't. But I'm looking at these things and I'm thinking, how have we implemented them in the preseason, and how are they going to transfer into opening round against GWS? Because I'm extremely confident throughout 2025. I really do think we're going to finish in the top four. I've got really strong hopes for us. The only two danger games I see for us at the start of the season, like the first half of the season up until like just before King's birthday, just before that bye week there, the only two danger games I see are opening round and Easter Thursday against Brisbane. Now, we've beaten Brisbane our last three times, the grand final, then twice in the home and away last season, and we beat them over there, which was our first win for the season. I'm pretty sure it was. Like, I'm looking at these things and I'm thinking I'm probably more confident still against Brisbane. Potential premiership hangover, potential this, potential that, and we'll get them. Whereas GWS, I don't think they're going to make the finals next year. I genuinely think they're going to have a slot. I think their forward line's the only thing that they've got. But I'm just worried based on last year's performance. And I know everything was different then with like the training times and like, you know, the smaller preseason and stuff. But I just feel it's a danger game. So I want to see, and I don't want us to lose that first opening round and then our heads drop and we're like, oh, and like, we're like, shit, like we know it's the first game, but we know what happened last year. We lost our first round. Ultimately, it cost us a final spot. You don't want to go into our first game against Port Adelaide at the MCG, round one, with that baggage hanging over our head. You want to be confident. You want to go. You don't want to be angry and be like, we have to win. You don't want that mentality to go in. You want to be like, hey, we took care of them. Now we're going to take care of you. It's a bit more free-flowing. It's a bit more carefree. I just think it's a danger game. So I would love to have our confidence as high and see how we're going to use these players and how we've tweaked our game plan within the preseason, ready for that opening round. 46 days away. I'm so excited. Leave a comment. Tell me what you think. Call it as you see it. And as always, go the Pies.